Star Fox Craft here today, everybody. We are switching gears and playing a different space exploration game, and that is No Man's Sky. So, with the No Man's Sky Corvette expedition well underway, there's quite a lot of interesting Corvette designs out there, but I wanted to make one that is uniquely mine and inspired by a real-life hypersonic space plane. So my Corvette was inspired by the X30 National AeroSpace Plane, which was a 70s and 80s concept for a hypersonic single-stage-to-orbit aircraft. Unfortunately, due to technology limitations at the time, the concept, well, not to be punny, didn't take off. So here we are in the space station hangar at the Corvette building station, and we're going to get started on this very basic build. No hacks or anything like that, just very basic with very basic components. Let's start the landing gear. I like using the mag field landing thruster. Very slim, very minimalistic design, so we'll place that here. Next, we're going to do our halves. You're going to use 5 halves of your choosing. I just like the interior look of the Ambassador halves, so let's go ahead and place those Ambassador halves real quick. It's going to be 3 on the bottom, and then 2 on the top, spaced as such. There, and there. Next, we're going to move on to the reactors. Zenith class reactor always looks good with the boxy design. Ambassador class landing bay, of course, because the rounded aerodynamic design just looks kind of cool. So slap that on the back bottom row of habitation modules. Up front, let's do cockpit. I personally like the Thunderbird class cockpit. It looks more like an airline cockpit or an aircraft cockpit would in real life. Nose section, we're going to go with the, I think it's called the Super Speed, or the Super Cruise cowling, rather. So pop that Super Cruise cowling on there. Give this a nice aerodynamic look. And now we're going to go to the wing section. Now for the wing section, you want kind of a hypersonic, very sleek design here. So the Speedbird nacelles, when turned at their 90-degree axis, do look kind of like a delta wing. You could use the other aerofoils and make your own little design if you wanted to, but I just kind of like the look of the Speedbird nacelles. So we got the Speedbird nacelle right smack in the middle of the habitation modules. Then we're going to put a little bit of a spacer behind it, and for the time being, I like the look of the industrial joint. So pop that up there. And on the back side of the industrial joint, we're going to use the Speedbird fairing. Again, you can adjust this design as much as you want. If you want to use different fairings, different colorations, different engines, by all means, this is your design. Make it uniquely yours. But obviously, if you decide to copy mine, do feel free to tag and link this video for other No Man's Sky players out there. Alright, so we're going to put some winglets, some aerofoils, some S-foils on the ends to give this more of a supersonic aircraft-looking look. And we're just going to repeat what we did on the right side on the left side there. So we'll go ahead and copy those components and slap them on the other side there. Definitely looking a lot more like a blended wing body hypersonic aircraft. Now we're going to do our engine choice and tail section. I like to use the twin jets. I think they're called the twin dynamo jets. Yes, the twin dynamo jets are my choice. But you can use any engine you want. I just prefer the aesthetics of the twin dynamo jets. And for the tail section, we're just going to make kind of a makeshift rudder using the streamlined trim caps. So there's one, and then we'll streamline trim on the backside there. Very cool. So there is your X30 National Aerospace Plane. Looking pretty good. Let's add a weapon onto it. Use whatever you'd like. I just use the photon cannons, and you can place them wherever you like. For streamline purposes, the sides looks pretty good. Underneath looks equally as well. And there you go. So that is it. That's the X30 National Aerospace Plane inspired Corvette, and how to build it in No Man's Sky. Enjoy the little loop around so you can get a look from all 360 degrees.